How are we doing, guys, and welcome back to All Leeds TV. This is a video reacting to the news that Jesse Marsch has been sacked as Leeds United manager and my opinion on that decision. It's quite an impromptu video, as you can tell, not in the studio, but just wanted to get something out, a quick reaction to this. Let's be honest, it's been coming for weeks, this. It has been coming for weeks. I possibly argue this probably could have been done sooner, if we're being totally realistic. But you know, it's never good to see a manager lose his job. It's a bad reflection on what we're trying to build. It's a bad reflection on everything, really. I never like to see a manager lose his job, but this is a decision that had to be made, really. You know, I think 2 wins from 17, talking half a season there of 2 wins. You know, ultimately, it just hasn't been good enough. You know, it hasn't been good enough at all. Yes, I think Jesse Marsch did play a part in us staying up last season, but I think in some ways there just wasn't any progression from that. You know, it just felt like we were going onto a similar road to what we were last season, if not worse, because I think last season was caused mostly by injuries. I think this season it just hasn't been tactically good enough at all. There's been the odd game, there's been glimpses, there's been 20-minute spells, 30-minute spells in games where you've sort of seen what Jesse Marsch's football is all about, but there hasn't been enough of that. There hasn't been enough of that to really say, yes, you can see the results turning around. You know, we talk about the Villa game, the first half against Forest, but we don't follow it up. There isn't enough consistency in this team. When teams adapt to us, like Forest did in that second half, there was no answer from Jesse Marsch. There was no adaptation. You know, ultimately, this style of football that Jesse Marsch was trying to implement, you have to get results with that. You know, you can't play this way and not get results. You know, it's not particularly pleasing on the eye. And when the results dipped, the pressure was always going to tell. You know, you can't be a manager who only has one plan at this football club. You know, you're never going to succeed as a Leeds United manager, unfortunately, to be brutally honest. You know, I'm grateful for the fact that Jesse Marsch kept us in the league. I've seen far worse managers at this football club than Jesse Marsch, and I do wish him well for the future. But ultimately, Leeds United were only going one way at this moment in time. You know, before sacking Jesse Marsch, it was only really going towards relegation. Yes, he was heavily backed in the window, but that's more reason where the results should have picked up. They didn't pick up. You know, we tried to make new signings. You know, sometimes we made excuses for Jesse Marsch, saying, "Oh, we needed a right back, we needed a centre back, we needed a left back, we needed every single position basically at times." You know, in the pre-season, but nothing improved. Nothing improved really. Yeah, Max Verber came in, he's done well, but the results still aren't picking up. That says to me that we can put in all the players we want. The system itself just wasn't good enough, unfortunately. You know, yeah, we go back to Brentford away. It's probably one of my favourite ever Leeds away days. You know, might even be in the top 1 or 2. It was absolutely unbelievable, and for Jesse Marsch, we'll always be thankful for that day. You know, how much of that you can put to Jesse Marsch is up for debate, but that is something, you know, that I'll always remember in that kind of respect. But you've got to move on now. We've got to move on. There's some promising candidates being linked already. It's a bit of a late video, this. Probably if I've appointed a manager by the time I got this video out. But the timing, I kind of felt we should have done it ages ago, really. You know, maybe not ages ago, but certainly after that Cardiff away game, I think people could tell I was starting to get really impatient with what we were trying to do after that post-match reaction. But I think you're seeing with this style of football Jesse Marsch was trying to play, I think you're seeing it across the league. It just isn't really working anymore. Heavy metal, high-pressing football. You've seen with Klopp, Liverpool have dropped off. Hasenhutl's, you obviously got sacked at Southampton playing a similar style. It feels to me like you can't just rely on pressing teams anymore because the technical level of the opposition is so high, because you can't just press teams anymore and just get the ball, because teams have got the quality to play through that now, and it's not just your top 6 anymore who can do that. You've got Brighton, you've got Brentford. The whole league's got good technical quality. You can't just rely on the press anymore, and it just didn't feel like we had enough of a plan when we had the ball on how to break teams down. It just felt like pass the ball to Nonto, pass the ball to Sinisterra, and hope for the best, really. And that's the reality of it. You know, the narrow football, the narrow defending, it just didn't suit us in the end. And I like Jesse Marsch as a person. As I say, I do wish him all the best. But this is the right decision for Leeds United. We have to move on. This is Leeds United FC. You know, we have to do what is best for the club. And you know, I don't think there's a lot. I don't think there's a lot that needs to be done for this team to stay up. I just think we need a solid plan with the ball, sort that defence out a little bit. And I don't see why this team can't stay up. There's talent in this team, and that's part of my frustration. Over the last couple of weeks, there is talent in this team. We have to utilise it to its full potential. But yeah, as I say, I wish Jesse all the best. It's difficult doing videos like this. I'd never like to see a manager sacked, but this was the right call. Maybe it should have been done weeks ago, so we didn't have like caretaker manager in charge for the Man United games, but all that's irrelevant now as long as we make the correct appointment. This next appointment is so key. It's going to determine our Premier League future. Please smash that like button if you haven't done already, guys, and hit the subscribe button as well, and there'll be plenty more content on the Man United game and the next manager search. Cheers, guys.